We're live. Hey, doing a little yapping here. Kendra, what is the deal? That's good. Judy, not to start so personal, what's the last movie you saw in a movie theater?
Oh, what did we just say? Fuck.
Can you check him?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh.
Did we enjoy it?
You know, I did enjoy it.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
It ends. I feel like it ends abruptly.
Right.
And I feel like 9 years of his life are not, a third of his life is not there.
Yeah.
And that's the most, I'm not saying it's the most interesting, but I think it's a huge part of who he is. And also there's no reaction of when he dies, like how it affected people of my generation.
See, that would have been a great ending. Do you know this is true that he did not to ruin the movie for everybody I talked to about this, but he didn't have AIDS before the Live Aid concert. He had it after.
No, he probably had it, but didn't know he had it.
But didn't know.
Right.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
they never fought. They didn't fight because he went solo. They were still making albums.
Right.
They were still touring.
Right.
They did, if anything, the other members did solo tours.
Right.
First.
Right.
That's important. Why you got to make it
I know.
up?
And then that whole thing, like when they get married?
Yeah.
When he gets married, and it's like, oh, get married now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then all of a sudden there's people there. I mean, it was, I don't know. It was just.
The day of the Live Aid concert, he found the love of his life. He went to
I know.
door.
Yeah.
That was a busy day.
He finds it, and then they live happily ever after. And then the whole thing is just the concert at the end.
Yeah, 30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And
Wow.
everyone's like, oh my God, it's the greatest.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
You
This
guys
chair
match.
is so fucking low.
Perfect.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Great, Keith.
It's a power move.
All right. And also, there's no reaction of when he dies, like how it affected people of my generation.
See, that would have been a great ending. Do you know this is true that he did not to ruin the movie for everybody I talked to about this, but he didn't have AIDS before the Live Aid.
Good.
Aaron.
Yeah,
the baby.
they're both good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that kid is so special. I'm so in love with that kid.
Are you guys taking pictures now or after?
Let's do now. Put on the music, and then we'll start when she sits back down.
Sounds good.
All right, Judy, can we get you in our photo booth?
No.
I think.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
It's the final hours of our Kickstarter, Chemda.
Oh my goodness.
You brought this up on last week on Keith and the Girl, the, wrap-up show of the week. If everyone listening gave $10 to the Kickstarter, every single stretch goal would be unlocked.
We'd blow it out the water.
I'm looking at the marathon would go from 24 hours to 48 hours, monthly chat parties, an extra podcast about all 50 states, which started when we picked on Kentucky. Keith and the Girl moving to a campground for a month and recording there with, some of these guests that have a lot of agita. I think the whole thing will be a lot of fun. And I don't know if things like this are clear what a deal these rewards are. It's not a GoFundMe just like, hey, please help the end. You're getting things from it. And if you gave, for example, $15 to the Kickstarter, in VIP credit you get $30 back. Because we reached the end, everybody that donates gets an extra $15 in VIP credit. Like, I feel like I'm at a store. Five is 2 and 6 is 3.
Yeah.
How you doing?
It's because of all the math. But what happens is I feel like if you give at any level, we promise we've thought it out and we're giving you something back of equal or more value.
So take a look. You'll see what's going on. KeithandtheGirl.com/kick. And the main video there, stay till the end. There's a little bonus.
Yes.
My girlfriend Kyle is in it. Neilman Marxist writes, love the promo video post-credits scene featuring Kyle dead. I know I had an idea, and Andrea ended up doing this part in the video, and I told Kyle about it, but Andrea did it first, and then Kyle threw in this little bonus.
You fired your girlfriend.
She was upset she was fired, but it's all right there.
So KeithandtheGirl.com/history, because the video does show you the history of our 14 years in podcasting.
Speaking of Andrea, people are loving the VIP show Two Drunk Minimum with Andrea and Hannah Boone, and I loved it too. I love other people's therapy, I think.
Yes. Oh, you are just in love with it.
Right?
Yeah, you like meeting with couples and then they start arguing and you're like, what's that about? And you just sit there.
Oh, I put my feet up.
Yeah.
It's rude. Pigamag says, great episode, ladies. I have a friend who needs to hear some of the things discussed, so I've added to my downloads to replay in our next car ride.
That's the thing that a lot of people are talking about right now. Is because the holidays are coming, people travel together, so they share Keith and the Girl during the travel, and like you kind of ease people into it.
Right. Says Bucho, this episode was unsurprisingly top notch. For a couple of youngins, these two are pretty dang switch on. I learned what borderline means. For example,
finally,
when somebody said, "Oh, I'm borderline this, borderline that," I'm like, "No, you are that." But you
crossed the border.
It opened my eyes. All right. And also, finally, one last thing. On the Kickstarter is the latest Last Week on Keith and the Girl.
Where we talk about the behind the scenes of the last week of guests, the last week of topics. We share a little bit more than maybe we do on the show there.
Obviously, everybody's favorite part of the week, and maybe even the entire year, was Keith's magnificent tricking bit on the Steven Spinola episode. But Bianca's baby equals vomitus thing should be everyone's second favorite at least.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't even really agree with her, this person says. There's plenty of other stuff I find significantly more vomitous than calling your lover baby. But the way Bianca laid it out was nothing short of glorious, and I never wanted her to stop.
Snaps to this post.
Lala Lemon says, this show is quickly becoming my favorite of the week. I'm loving Bianca's digs on Keith. What? Come on, mommy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen. She kept her cool the whole time, and I'm surprised and impressed.
I'm amazed.
Featured on the Jim Gaffigan Show, HBO, Comedy Central, Tonight Show, Conan, contributes to the Huffington Post, New York Times, CNN, Wall Street Journal, the host of the podcast and the new album, Kill Me Now, Judy Gold.
Okay, oldest bio ever. Okay, I just did Murphy Brown. Jim Gaffigan Show's off the fucking air.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're right, it's not impressive.
Yeah, these are all old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it, shove it up your ass.
All right.
Just shove it up your ass, Keith.
Thing is,
shove it up your ass.
We probably emailed you. Send us your latest information. Yeah. You never did. But
no, it's on. Shut up. You did not, and it's on my website. Whatever.
Hey, by the way, congrats on your album. It's fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And then my publicist yelled at me because the name of the album is Kill Me Now, and my podcast is named Kill Me Now. So he's like, oh, they're going to look for the album. And I'm like, all right, just shut up.
You're on brand.
Brand. Yeah. Kill Me Now.
Of course, in your album, you talk about Donald Trump, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but you're anti.
What?
When you go city to city,
Oh God, I was just in Fort Myers.
Okay.
All Republicans. I couldn't do. Well, first of all, the guy picks me up at the club owner picks me up at the airport, and he has Fox News on the radio. And he knows me. He know. All right. And then the next morning he picks me up for radio, and he has Fox News on the radio again. I'm just like, all right, can we just turn this off? But
Did you ask for him to turn it off?
yeah, I said, can we just put on the radio station that we're going to? Like usually you get picked up for radio, and they're playing the radio station that you're going to. So
that
you
makes
can
sense.
So I didn't do any political stuff. Which is fine. I mean, I don't need to. It's just that I'm at the point where it's not about partisan politics. It's about a human being who is so abhorrent and disgusting. Like, it has nothing to do with your political leanings. The guy's a fucking liar. He's dumb. He's evil. He's a racist. I mean, it's just, he's fucking paid off. He's just misogynist. He's like...
Yeah, and he's turning the country into... That's the norm. Like we're supposed to accept that.
Yeah, people are, feeling emboldened to say whatever the fuck they want, to be racist and anti-Semitic and homophobic and
just ignorant.
Yeah, and that's okay because they're fucking, look what he says. And comedy. First of all, he has no sense of humor because you have to be smart to have a sense of humor. You have to be self-effacing. You have to have some knowledge of yourself. You have to, and comedy. It's first of all, when George W. Bush was president, you could make jokes about him, about how he couldn't say nuclear and all that. And no one was would get up and leave. Now, people who are Trump supporters, you say one Trump joke, then they fucking hate you for the rest. They can't listen to the rest. You know what I mean? And it's just he's so horrible.
And there's something so petty too. Like out of all the things that he's dealing with. When you find an hour to make sure that you roll back school lunches to being shitty again,
right?
Where did this come from? What are you trying to prove to Michelle Obama?
Right.
And by the way, if I looked like a walking sloth, this is the one thing I would let go.
Right, exactly.
Look at Michelle Obama's body. Look at mine.
Right. One of us might be more right.
And I'm also sick of people going, "Oh, poor Melania. She's so not poor Melania.
Right.
No,
poor Melania." Could happen decades ago. Poor Melania.
Right? No. She's still with him. She's defending him. Be best. Like she acts like.
Yeah.
Like that,
And also she wears coats about not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And then acts like that's... So she's also, gaslighting everybody.
Oh, I know.
So you could feel bad about a partner for an abusive whatever, but at the end of the day, like, you're in this loop. You have enough money for therapy. You have access to fucking everything. And instead of going to therapy, you go buy another jewel.
Right. And what about the hypocrisy of, lock her up? And every fucking thing he used to say, Obama played golf once a year, and and this guy doesn't do a fucking thing. He doesn't read. He's a fucking piece of
How about
garbage.
This? When we asked him about his taxes, he said, "I followed the letter of the law, and no, I don't pay taxes because that's
I'm
goofy.
too stupid." So my tax money is paying for you because you can't walk 250 yards across the fucking street. You fat fuck.
But
Sorry.
the thing is, if you believe that money should be worked, the system should be worked, then why, when we bring up welfare and other aids that help people get to their next step, that people could, quote, take advantage of the system, you stood on a platform of taking advantage of the system, but only you, you who believes that immigrants are all bringing their rapist, married a fucking immigrant.
He's a rapist.
Only you. Okay.
Alleged. Alleged. Let me tell you something else.
You fucking rile me up. All I could do is scream around you.
I know, because it's so fucking infuriating. It's so infuriating.
This is like your normal volume now.
Any normal person would be fired from their job already.
Of course.
Like, I wouldn't allow my kids to do that. Like, no one fucking talks. Did you see what he said about Dick whatever's,
no,
Richard
I'm
Blumenthal?
done seeing what he said.
And he lies, and he can't spell. He's a fucking idiot. And it's fucking Don Jr. Ugh.
It is funny when you see, and funny's not the right word, but when you see somebody say, maybe Trump meant this. Maybe what he was trying to say is this. Meanwhile, if you're a parent, you wouldn't let your kids get away with this stuff.
And those people, his stupid fucking Nazi rallies, those people at those rallies, he wouldn't let into Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
They'd be like kicking them out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
This
liar.
is, I think, this is how we stay abused, both like in in a larger system or a smaller system, like our relationship is. We constantly make excuses for someone. We go, no, this is what
but
this is what he meant because this is how I want my life to be. So he couldn't have meant something else.
But what about like the Mitch McConnell? Like these people are like, well, the policy's getting, so I'm going to ignore. Meanwhile, you know, you're against gay rights and getting this, but you can let this motherfucker. You know, we're immoral. This guy's the fucking picture of immorality, you know what I mean? And you fucking, well, I'm gonna overlook it. Fuck you. If I just fuck you, fuck.
Is a democracy like the worst thing? Is this what we're learning? Because if we are learning that 50% of the country,
I can't believe, you know, we had these people quiet. Now they have a platform.
You're right.
You know.
Well, that's
what
how.
is this mic?
What
I
is
feel like
it?
I wanted
Stop
to go
touching
up.
it.
well, first of all, remember
There.
when we did a mic check and you were on your phone? So then you
No,
probably would have
I was
noticed.
looking. You were
Secondly, you know, so there's another mic right there we can
No,
move
I
you
just
to.
moved it. I just moved it because I wanted it in my face.
Okay.
You know.
You did good. We might not have been able to hear you.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up. Is that where you're coming from?
Check it, Pavakasha.
Okay.
I so wonder what your pillow talk is like.
Oh, please.
Speaking of comedy and CNN, you did a
Yeah.
great...
Wait, we just started talking about our sex. Can we talk about your sex life?
Yeah.
Do you like it rough?
No.
No?
Not at
Super
all.
gentle?
I like, this is what I like.
Mm-hmm.
I like Elisa. I like to be the conductor of the
Okay.
orchestra, and she's my little, I like it. No, I don't like
You
it
like
rough.
dominating more?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Any more aggressive talk?
I'm very loving. Mm-hmm.
Darling, put your butt up.
Yeah. No, I'm just,
So there's no like shut the fuck up and or I'll
no,
slap you.
absolutely not. I have that too much of that in my life. Like, shut the fuck up, you're an asshole. I mean, we have text fights like you cannot believe. And it's like the same shit over and I'm like, oh my God, I could read the fucking, I could do your texting to me and you could, it's ridiculous.
How do you stop?
I'll send a bitmoji, you know, like I suck and like that. Or I'll do like boring. I don't know. I just make a joke about it. It's just so ridiculous.
And she's in mental health. Do you think she has one up on you?
No, she now runs her family's real estate. No, I think I'm pretty smart as far as, you know, mental health, you know, knowing. I mean, I'm very intuitive. Okay. But you know that therapists are the most mental people in the world. Like, they're so difficult. And also, I'm not your fucking patient. Like, if I say something, I'm not, like, it's like nothing's benign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you say something and you just want her to go, oh. But it becomes some other, whole other fucking, like, no, I don't want to talk about that. I just wanted to tell you something. And you're supposed to go, oh, okay, that's nice. No, it's never that.
Right.
I feel like I could be accused of that. I'm just like, do I address that? Because the tone says the
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Everything doesn't have to have a meaning.
Right.
Or I wouldn't even bother with words. You know? I'd draw you a picture and say, guess.
Yeah. Exactly.
But so you're in bed and you whisper in the air, I love you?
All the time.
Is this true?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on,
I believe
Aaron.
you. They're very sweet to each other. Oh,
No, not really.
But it's like gross weird. Like, hey, Dar.
Oh, we call each other darling. But then we are also screaming at each other.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable
I don't know.
sometimes.
It's whatever. It's like the whole lesbian thing is not good.
That's the real lesson.
Yeah, it's just like, women are annoying. Like, you're a straight guy, okay? Women are annoying to be in a relationship with, right? Like, this is like the talking and the ding, and then there's double that. Like, that's why gay guys.
I wish more people would say that, and then we could really solidify the patriarchy.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, gay guys, they don't give a shit. They can go fuck other people. They don't care. Women are very emotional, and then you double that. Well, I'm in menopause, and she's in menopause, so it's even worse. Well, she's done, I think. Wait, when are you done with menopause? After you?
I think once you grow your beard.
Well, it's coming in nicely, yeah.
Once the full beard is in.
It's menopause sucks.
Do you hold hands when you walk?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
And I put my arm around her, and I always have to initiate, by the way.
Oh, okay. Do you like that?
Love! I initiate the love!
And then she'll get mad Like if we don't do it for like 2 weeks or something, you know what? We don't have any intimacy. I'm like, what? Did you make an attempt? Like,
How do you want her to approach?
I don't know. That's a good question. No, she's got to, like start making out with me or something and be like, but no, it's always like I have to. Yeah.
What's your approach?
Let's do it right now.
Right. Oh,
yeah, it's good.
God, I'm so hard. Thank you.
Yeah,
is
it's
she
really
trying
good.
to force gender roles without knowing it?
All right, listen to this. She believes strongly that when, first of all, we're both, like, I'm half butch, half femme. I think I'm half and half. You know what I mean? A little more butchy than femmy.
This could be entrapment. I have no
Okay.
idea. But go on.
Elisa's more femmy, but a little butchy,
Butchie.
No.
She might have like
She can play tennis. All right, whatever.
Okay.
So
yes.
no, she's femmy, right? But she believes that the ones who are butch femme, like who have those gender roles, get along better. She believes that and we've read a lot about it, and it's true. When
You
you
mean
have
if
specific gender roles. So
if someone's more dynamic, they might be more interesting to be around?
what does that mean?
What does it mean? Why don't you think about it for a second before you give me that face? Is that nice? Is it nice? Is it nice?
No, I'm just confused.
Oh, well, if you're just one thing, if you're all butchy or all femmy.
Oh, right.
There's a dynamic that you have to adhere to that ends up
but
being
it's
boring.
like but she thinks that it's easier, for that, when it's like when I'm the guy and I'm the girl.
So this way the roles are set.
Right, that she's into the role setting. Meanwhile,
do you like it?
No, I do all the cooking. Right? I do. I am so nice to her. Like, I do the cooking. I buy her clothes a lot. I take care of her. And then I call her the princess. And I don't know.
What does she do for you?
Aram?
You had a whole fucking list about what you do.
What does she do? Well, all right, she's very supportive of my career. She comes with me on gigs when I'm like miserable. She's really good to the kids. She fights with me about everything. I don't know. I love her. I love her family. She has the greatest I don't know.
I can't wait to see these cards they give to each other.
But it's like, I'm telling you, wait, here's a fight. We had a fight this morning. Okay. This is what she does. So we don't live together, right? She and...
Sorry, and you've been together how long?
12. Okay. And so...
Hours.
This morning, I've been snoring lately, so she always gets up, and she can go in the kids' room. But at her place, she doesn't have another bed. So, she'll get up and sleep on the couch. So, whatever. The whole point is that this morning, and plus she doesn't take her fucking trazodone. Like, I'm like, take your fucking trazodone and you'll sleep. Anyway, so this morning, we're leaving. I'm going to work. She's going to work. And I said, all right, so later, I said, I'll come over later well, I don't know because I can't sleep on the couch tonight, Judy. I just can't. And I'm like, it's like, don't reject me in the fucking street and I'm coming over. Okay, we're in a relationship. You don't tell me when I can't fucking and can come over.
You sound like a monster. Do you hear yourself?
What's
fuck you? I'm coming over.
No, I didn't say that.
Where are we? Queens in the 80s?
This is in my head.
Right. I don't mean to sound so simple, but why are you not living together after 12 years?
Because I have a rent stabilized apartment.
Other people can stay there.
It's not big enough for all of us. I didn't want to move with the kids. I wanted them to have. And she bought this place. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. It's in Harlem. It's really nice, but we don't have enough room for the kids there. And my building is kind of a kibbutz. And I don't know.
That's either terrible or great.
What?
I
can't give it up. Even Aram says I can't give it up.
Everyone in her building knows her. She's got a masseuse like down
right across the hall.
hall.
Yeah. But I mean, the godparents are down the. I mean, it's like a very special place, and I'm really, it's home.
Right. You were just on Murphy Brown. You guys can't afford another room?
Oh, wow. That got me, I'm loaded. I'm going to put a down payment on a fucking house with my Murphy Brown 1 episode.
But you were on TV.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's the other thing. People think you're so wealthy when you're, and it's like, no, sorry.
Do you get comments like that after stand-up? Like, who are you to complain? What are you complaining about?
Oh, people are like, you know, on the internet, it's like constant. Like, oh, you take the subway? I'm like, yes, I take the subway. It's like ridiculous.
Right.
It's just, I don't know.
Fucking
No,
people.
I
The
do
subway is
stand up.
also,
I make fucking $30-$40 a night, you know, a set on the weeknights. It's ridiculous.
and also the subway is not just for peasants, folks. Like, and I
Right.
think New
Right,
Yorkers
I think,
know.
yeah, New
Yeah.
Yorkers know, but you know, people they're like, oh, you don't take cars everywhere?
Yeah,
No.
sometimes a car is worse than the train.
I know.
Do you think?
I take Vias. Do you take Vias?
I don't, but you live in Manhattan, so it's Manhattan to Manhattan.
That's a shared ride for all the.
It's like
listeners.
Lyft and those kind of things, right? Do you think comedians should stop saying publicly, at least so that the comedy club owners stop hearing it, that you have this urge to do stand-up and you have to do it because they know that, and then they don't have to pay you decently. I pay more than $40 seeing a comedy show.
right.
I know. during
Stop
the
saying
week.
you need to do it.
Right.
A scientist doesn't go, I gotta be here. Let's talk cancer. No, they just do their job. They
Right,
happen
yeah.
to not mind it.
I did a gig recently, actually this past weekend, and this has never happened to me. I mean, it's got to be 20, 30 years. After the show, I'm headlining, you know, of course. And then after the show, I ordered a Tito's Neat and Chilled,
Right?
That's
and
a
they
drink.
charged me
Wow.
at the comedy club.
Vodka. It's not insane. It's not even Grey Goose. It's good.
It's you know what? Everyone has Tito's because they think, oh, it's Tito's. And
Right.
I like potato vodka. I like Chopin. I like okay, I can't think of another one.
Okay.
But I like potato, and no one has potato vodka, and it's so good. Isn't it good, Aram? Yeah.
By
My
the way,
friend Aram Sharon,
Judy,
I love
yeah,
her.
Judy keeps turning to Aram, who also, can I say my relationship with you? All right, is also my landlord.
Yeah.
Mm.
No biggie.
Yeah, who arranged that, by the way?
You did in all your
Thank you.
glory.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. You get the credit every time somebody says, "How did you find this apartment?"
Really?
Yes. Yes.
That's right. I'm a giver.
Are you hiding your weed nice?
No, Aram knows.
Okay.
What? What happened? What?
Well, she just likes weed a lot, so who knows what that cloud of smoke is like around that
I think
house.
it's much better now. Don't
And
you think?
can I say your job? Like your old job? She's a sergent.
Lieutenant.
Oh.
She
Lieutenant,
was a
sorry,
lieutenant.
sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
and
you're not in like the
She
reserves
used to
forever,
come-
right? Okay.
No, she used to come in the. Remember, used to come in the patrol car. Oh yeah. And pick up him. Oh, he loved that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
can't believe that she was a cop.
I know.
She's so not a cop.
Right.
She, you know what I mean? She's too sweet and yeah.
Is that a little? Just a quick yes or no. Is that insulting? When she says she can't believe you'd be a cop. Not at all. It's nice almost. Okay, that's good. Do you guys role play? Do you still have the cuffs? That kind of thing.
Me and Aram?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Or whoever's coming to mind.
No, Aram.
No.
Yeah, she arrests me. I'm like,
What,
can you
Penda?
please?
I'm just shaking the head no, like I'm supposed to get
Okay,
some
I don't
hints.
sleep with Aram, but we do role playing. Where I'm like,
that's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Hey, you know your friend? You ever get sexy with
yeah,
them?
right.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know who we're talking about half the time.
That's fair. We'll change pronouns later, and then it'll be easier. There's so many she's right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're still not going to tell me.
Now
are you?
I feel bad that you said I sound like a monster. I just want you to read.
Oh,
I'm
I was, because that's how guys sound like. What the fuck? Blow me. You know
Okay,
what I
wait
mean?
a minute. Let's see this fight this morning. And she always wants me to apologize. I'm not doing it unless you apologize to me. Look, I'm
How
the
did it
worst person
start?
in the
How
world.
did it start?
Okay, ready? This is how it started. It's
Okay.
always so. The problem is, Elisa, her apartment has a garage.
Wow, these names are so close. It confused me for a
Elisa.
second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Elisa has a garage. Like literally, she can park in her building and just go right up to her apartment like a normal person, but in New York City, right? So, and she works in Tarrytown. So when she sleeps at my place, she has to bring the car because she has to get up and go to Tarry. So she brings the car yesterday morning because I had just gotten off a flight. She couldn't find a spot because there was a fucking funeral and there's a funeral home 2 blocks away. And so she parks and she has to move it by 8:30 this morning. So at 8:30, I hear, because she got out of bed because I was snoring, so I hear her running out of the apartment, and she doesn't come back till 9, which means she couldn't find a spot. She's going to be in a fucking cunty mood. So she walks in. I'm vacuuming. She walks in, doesn't say anything, and then she goes, "I'm never doing this again. I'm not bringing the car over again. I'm not." So she was jonesing to get in a fight with me so she could transfer all that onto me, and that's what happened.
And she taught you this is the irony. Like
No, I knew that before. I've been in therapy since I'm 18.
So how do you respond to that?
I try to just okay, all right. No, I know you're not. And then I hugged her. I'm like, you're never coming here again. And then she's like, all right, fine. But then when we were leaving, I was like, all right, I'll see you later. I don't know. You know, it's just like, oh my God, I'm in a relationship with you. You don't tell me I'm not coming over.
So then how did you guys end up in a fight if everything sounds okay?
Here we go.
By the way, in the meantime, are you in a relationship?
Yes.
And,
yeah, she's married.
And
Millie.
Do you live together?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
Of
way
course.
to do it, right? Yeah, what is your
Well,
friend talking about?
Our therapist said it would be much easier if we lived. I mean, a lot of our fighting is from going back and forth, you know, to each
Your
other.
therapist said your fighting moving in would help?
No. It would move. It would release. There would be a lot less. Coming. There's so much stress from going back and forth to each other's. It really would. Like yesterday, I took a flight home. I took a 6 a.m. flight, and then she came over to meet me at like 10 o'clock when I got home, and she couldn't find a spot. But if we lived together, I would just go home, you know. And I'd be there, and there wouldn't be like, where am I going to park the car? What, you know,
right.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. So how did this start?
She said that
you're reading the text now?
she said that I was bullying her by telling her that that I'm coming over, and I can't make decisions for her. And she said I'm a nasty, mean person.
Wait, are you reading or are you?
I'm giving you highlights. You're a nasty and mean person.
Are you a nasty and mean person?
No.
Do you think that she believes that when she says it?
Do you think she believes it? I think it's reactionary. Yeah, I think she's very reactionary. I don't think she believes.
Do you enjoy that? I think it feels like you enjoy this.
I don't like. I hate it. I hate it.
But it happens every day.
And I try to stop. Doesn't it? But Aram knows. It's like my really close friends know that, like, because everyone's always like, oh, what's it like to be in a relationship with Judy? And everyone I know knows that it's not me. Okay?
Well, as long as you're right, enjoy.
What sounds like
the other thing she hates is that I will pass out on the couch. You know, because I'm so fucking tired. Like yesterday, I had 3 days of no sleep, and then we ordered in Pio Pio. Do you love Pio Pio?
What's that?
another food
Oh my
thing?
God, it's Peruvian chicken. So good.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know it.
Yeah, so we ordered that in, and then I opened a bottle of wine, which I probably shouldn't have. So then then I get tired, and then I kind of pass out on the couch, and she hates that.
Are you closer to Aram than you are your girlfriend?
No. Am I? No, we're pretty close, though. What are you reading?
Is now a good time for what are you reading? Why are all the black kids sitting together in the cafeteria?
Oh, that's a good book.
That's the title. Holy shit.
Yeah, my autobiography will
Judy,
be,
do
why
you know
is
what you're
Judy
doing right
sitting
now?
alone in the cafeteria? Yeah, go ahead. No. So, yeah, Aram and I are very close. But Aram's a double agent.
Oh, yeah?
She does she'll sit there and agree with me, and then Elisa will call, and she'll 100% agree with her. She's a double agent. You're supposed to side with me. Yeah, she's a double agent.
Okay.
I think they call them friends.
Whatever.
They might add the word mutual ahead of it,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
depends on how fucking liberal you can get.
Double agent.
This was, speaking of CNN, I was going to mention this. You wrote an article about the Louis C.K. thing as soon as that came out. No pun, right?
Hey,
And-
now.
Hello. This is back in November 2017, and you can look it up online, and it's very well written, and part of it includes being a comic. Jokes are my default setting and my armor. I've been asked the same question many times over the past 48 hours. Did you know? Did I know? Well, I didn't know, but like most people in the comedy community, I had heard, but never directly from the victims. A better question might be, are you surprised? Not a bit. And you go into, this sick world you have to live in. I cannot tell you how many powerful guys have told me that they could change me, or that I just haven't slept with the right guy. I know that all I need.
I love how they think they're the right guy.
I know.
Though.
Right.
Oh God.
I know.
Like if you were the right guy, you would know not to say
Yeah,
that.
you
and
just haven't had me. That's what. No, actually, you're the reason I'm a lesbian.
Right.
Okay?
If I was the right guy, I'd trick you.
Right.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Like-
take
like
it slow.
like
Right.
straight guys do.
Yeah.
I know that all I need to stop it from going any further is a zinger. Like, well, actually, you're the reason I am a
Yeah.
lesbian.
There you go.
Very recently, The woman was at the Comedy Cellar.
Right.
Louis C.K. showed up again. He's been going on, this
Right.
little non-warning tour.
Right.
And, which is odd to me because there's so many. You're a genius. Words are your thing. Louis C.K. Words is his thing. So why isn't he doing a regular interview and this kind of thing? And
Why isn't he using his words that he's
Well,
so
I
good
think
at?
that he's probably still processing it. And I think he is very. First of all, he's not Harvey Weinstein. He's not Bill
Why
Cosby.
does everybody say that?
Because he's
right,
not.
It's
No
you
one's
guys
saying
that bring that up. We didn't. No
I
shit.
know. No, I'm just saying.
He's also not Hitler.
Right.
He's
He's
not.
not. I mean, you can't tell.
Why don't we compare him to me? He's not me.
Right. No,
Right.
I'm just saying he is. You can't tell an artist not to, a painter not to paint. You can't tell a writer not to write. He's a stand-up. And I think that,
All I said is it's odd to me.
yeah, I think that he needs to get on stage and talk about it. I think
Yeah.
that's where he's going to be
I
able
think
to
that's what
talk
Keith
about
is
it.
saying.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I thought you meant,
There's so many ways he could say something.
right. And I think knowing him that he is still trying to figure it out. And I think that he is, in a bad place. I mean, of course. I mean, yeah.
I can't help but feel like he's almost trying, not to overuse the word trick, but he's almost trying to trick me. Like, you know what? Eventually this will be normal and you'll never have to explain yourself.
Right.
You know what it is? It's to me, I always compare it to our addictions, and sometimes we let the addictions in and we let the demons out. And this is probably what he's going through. But when you go through a rehab or any prison, whatever process is supposed to take you on time out and make you learn and then come back into society, I think people are angry because he didn't take that time out.
Right.
So
but
what happens is,
right.
even when you're in AA, they say don't fucking do shit to anybody for a year because you're not cool yet. And so he came out before he was cool. So yes, he's processing, but he's not taking into account that everybody else is processing and that we didn't give him a timeout mandatorily.
Okay, but you're saying like someone goes through rehab and then gets out of rehab,
yes,
and then starts working. Like this is
Yes,
what
but
he does. He's not making movies or making,
I think America feels like he didn't go to rehab. Teach us about your rehab, right? When you come out of rehab, you start apologizing to people.
And by the way, during this time, he did try to put out that movie, of all movies, a Woody Allen type movie where a guy's a fucking creep with his dick.
right.
Yeah, so of course we all want to believe, and I do. We believe in rehab. We believe in a person getting better. It feels like a person who half got better and is like, this is cool enough, right? And I think people's
that's
response
true.
is, this isn't cool enough yet. It's cool enough with you because you get it a little more. You're more
Right.
close. You're intimate. But how about, is there anybody in your life where I could say to you, hey, he's ready, give him a second chance, and you look and go, no, he's still like fucking doing some shit. I'm not in the mood for this fuck. I think collectively America is saying that.
I understand, but as a comic, as a stand-up comic, and that's what he is. He is just getting on stage and doing his thing, and I think he has to start from scratch. I don't know. I mean,
It's just interesting.
I think you can't. I'm not into silencing people. I mean, like even Bill Cosby.
I don't think we're asking for silence. I think that's where everybody goes.
Right.
We're not saying that he's Harvey Weinstein, and we're not asking for silence.
No, I'm
we're
just
asking
saying,
for an explanation
here's
before you decide to tell us more dick jokes.
Well, I don't
Take your dick out.
I don't know if he. Okay, I haven't seen him go on stage, so I don't know if he was doing dick jokes. But what I'm saying is he's getting on stage because that's what he does. I don't think it's a second chance. People are like, oh, he's going to get another. Now the audience knows more about him. He's coming on stage and people have more information about him.
Yes,
and he has to deal with that.
When you go on
I
stage-
think it's the audience is going to decide his fate.
And I get that. See, here's the thing. So now people know very much about him and are turning a little bit on him, right? But when we knew more about him, it worked in his favor for a long time. When we learned about his children, about his divorce,
Right.
he was using his life to get more followers and more.
Right.
And that's what we do. That's
Right.
entertainment.
Right.
So now
That's entertainment. Yeah.
So now when the information is not to our liking, you can't go, now you're using my information against me. You were always using your personal life. We all are.
Right.
I'm using my personal life. So when I put personal life out there and somebody goes, hey, thanks for sharing your personal life, That's one version of a response to me. Another version of a response to me is going, I disagree with what you do with your life. And I have to go, that is the same as people praising me. I'm going to be talking. Some people will like it and some people won't. So it's my response after that. And so if people don't like it, that's it.
When you're on stage, you feel the need to have to say you're Jewish or you're tall. But I got to sit there and I'm like, mention your dick.
Well,
I want to hear. Why am I a weirdo? I feel like I'm the fucking weirdo.
I think people do want to hear him talk about it. Absolutely. But
it would help, like anything else. Like when your parents fought as kids and then the next day nobody talked about it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So now I have to start from there. Oh my God, it's the worst.
I know.
And then we all have to start from there.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so when we become adults and we try to illuminate those things, it's uncomfortable.
Right.
This is what's making me talk about it. Louis C.K. is continuing a surprise comeback tour in which he forces unwitting audience, and you can tell, of course, this is at an angle, unwitting audience members to watch him perform. The comedian, who admitted to masturbating in front of numerous women without their consent, recently surprised another crowd at the Comedy Cellar in New York.
Isn't he on brand, dropping in without consent?
Right. One woman.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. One woman was not having it. During a quiet moment in the set, she took the opportunity to heckle him. According to the tweet about the incident, the woman and her boyfriend were asked to leave by a staff member.
Right.
As she tells it, when the Comedy Cellar announced that Louis C.K. would be performing a surprise set, Claire Randall thought this has to be a joke. She says she didn't know too much about C.K., though she was familiar with the allegations against him and his non-apology. He
did apologize.
I did find it a non-apology. I did find you didn't learn anything.
The written apology?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just knew it generally all seemed skeevy and that it's wrong for anyone who uses their power to make women feel uncomfortable. She went on to explain that she was in the front row facing the stage and near the piano. As C.K. walked out, Randall says she proceeded to give him the finger, but I don't think he noticed. Unfortunately, she and her boyfriend were seated in an area where it wasn't easy to leave, a concern that has been raised repeatedly in stories about C.K.'s surprise sets. Randall explains that her discomfort was compounded by C.K.'s material and the audience's reaction to it. He's definitely getting, applause, if not standing ovations. It's just,
well,
I guess it's just
you can
a
get
story
up and
here
leave.
there.
I
mean,
you
can get up and leave.
If if you're offended, you can get up and leave.
Right, but let's say it's
but
also a move, for
right,
me. I get up with my date, but we'll come back in 10 minutes.
Right. I mean, people are offended by so much shit now in comedy clubs. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Meanwhile, people thought his set was hilarious, laughing and cheering throughout the whole thing. His jokes started out like, quote, "My life is hard now. I had a bad year. Feel bad for me." There was nothing like, "Hey, I ruined my own life by masturbating in front of women."
Well, that's not a joke.
Right.
Yeah, he is saying that.
Right.
Right. Randall said, "I just knew in my heart I couldn't sit there and be complicit throughout the whole set. Here's what happened next. 10 minutes or so in, there was a little bit of a break, and he walked over toward a piano near where I was sitting to look at his notes. And in the moment, I just yelled, 'Get your dick out!'
That's the perfect heckle.
Right.
Because you stood in front of me. I didn't ask for this.
Right.
I wasn't thinking at the time that it would become news. I wasn't trying to make him mad or get laughs from the audience. I just knew that I couldn't sit in that room and let him think he had an uninterrupted stage. I'd had one Yingling. It was my first drink of the night, so it definitely wasn't liquid courage, and I'm definitely not someone who would be known for heckling." He looked shocked. He looked directly at me, full eye contact, and said, "What?"
Oh, now you know how it feels.
Right. Now, first of all,
what?
Right. Again, the guy's a genius.
Right.
I'm telling you, I would expect you to heckle me about my dick.
Right.
And boom, gotcha, because I tricked you. I actually have an answer for it.
Right.
You'd almost think like I planted the person to yell about my dick. I repeat myself like, "Get your fucking dick out." And at that point, the crowd was jeering. There's some boos. And before I know it, the comedy staff member comes over to our table, puts the hand on my boyfriend's shoulder, and says, "You can't heckle the comedians," and motioned toward the door. We already wanted to leave.
I think this is what makes people mad, because she literally did the exact thing that he does. They put their hand on her shoulder and removed him, but they're not doing it to him because we want his art. Because when we want people's art so bad, we are fucking willing to put up with a lot. When we want people's love so bad, we're willing to put up with a lot. And now, collectively, we're going, how much do we want to put up with? And it's very hard because we want to put up with a lot because we want it still.
Right, but look, the comedy set. I'm for freedom of speech and freedom of expression, and
Yeah,
But
except
the
you just had
comedy-
a rant about Trump and the shit that he says. Not everything
but
is
I'm
wonderful.
I'm saying
Yeah.
he's an asshole. I mean, we wouldn't know he was an asshole. He can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbecoming to the presidency. But I'm just saying. Then people fucking vote him in. Like, it's ridiculous. But the comedy. I'm sure there's other clubs that won't have him. That depends on the club owner. But I'm just saying it's.
It's a
but
tough place to
It's
put.
also that Louis, I have to say, through his career, employed women. The head of his production company was a woman. He gave 2 females their own shows. Tig and Pam Adlon. Like, he did a lot more for women comedians than most guy comedians.
Oh, I want to throw up.
It's true.
I
know, but it's
understand.
true.
I
I'm just saying.
understand.
But
That
he
is-
did do something gross, and it was disgusting, and it was.
You know, you've ever seen like an abusive relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the husband is the one abusing. Let's just call it kooky and call the
Right.
husband the abuser. You will see that in their lifetime, that man has bought the woman, the car of her
Right.
dreams, the vacations that she wants to go to. He made her laugh. He did all this
I
wonderful
get it.
stuff. And and it's beyond what her parents ever gave her. It's beyond what any other dude ever gave her. But he still also punched her in the face every Friday.
Right. But
I don't know what to say.
He has I think it's some sort of weird disorder.
Yes,
yeah.
don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to. It'd be so.
I want it to be a disorder, and I want
Yeah.
to work on it with you, and I want you back,
Right.
Louis. I swear to God, I want this to happen. This is what everybody wants to happen. That
Right.
woman who said, take your dick out, she wants him to go, I am so something.
Right.
I'm the person that takes their dick out, and I'm grateful to be here because I suck. Can I
Right.
tell you a joke?
Right.
And then they say yes, and then you can proceed. For fuck's sake, that's what we want. We're not going hire another
Right.
woman and get fucking social justice done and all the shit, like change our fucking laws. We're going, this fucking happened. Stop being my goddamn parents. And the next day you go,
Right.
this happened. This is how it made you feel. It's going to take you a while to get over it. And I have to be a part of that, or I don't. And I don't get to be in your life.
And if you name 3 women that he helped, they all have to really like him. I don't think Tig does
No,
too
Tig
much.
hates him.
Okay, so
Yeah. Look at Keith. Keith decided to have a female co-host 13 years ago when it was really not cool.
Yes.
Right.
Nice
That's-
job,
you-
Keith.
Yeah, and this flavor of the month thing that we're doing. Hey, Judy, didn't you start your podcast here? Thank you,
Yes,
Keith.
I did.
Thank you, Keith,
Thank
so
you.
2
much.
women.
Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, it should be called Keith and the Girls,
Yeah.
but Amy Schumer took that somehow.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's right.
You like that one?
It's interesting.
I didn't even think about
You
that.
like 3 girls, 1 Keith?
It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, you know that fucking reference to Keiths and girls our whole life?
Oh,
Such
my God.
parallel
I
thinking.
never even thought of that.
Yeah,
Wow.
why would you? Oh, you should see the description. She never thought of that either.
The description is our description.
Oh, my God. This is shit on the comics. Comics are horrible people.
I don't want you to be comfortable going to work tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk about another job. Scientists. Neil deGrasse Tyson now
Oh, I know.
4 accusations.
I know.
One being rape for sure.
You know what sucks about this? And I hate to say that. Of
I
course,
mean-
the rape sucks, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
What
But
sucks is...
science is hard to care about as
Exactly!
it is.
I know.
Exactly.
Right. I mean,
Breaks your heart.
it's horrible.
What else can you say about Neil?
But also, Bill Nye's probably so thrilled. I can't even tell you.
Oh, were you guys making fun of my bow tie?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably like, what? Baby.
I was cool this whole
Yeah.
time.
Right. He's making phone calls.
Yeah.
You want to hear about inertia?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why my name rhymes with the science guy.
Yeah, right.
You fucks. I've been saying it.
Well, who's the Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart was
Yeah.
going to do the Oscars.
Yeah.
And he was told by the Oscars, all right, you have to apologize for old homophobic tweets that you make. And as the story goes, he said, no, I won't do it. And they said, well, you can't have the job after all. So the Oscars itself will be longer than the time he was scheduled to host it.
Right.
That's interesting.
Well, I wrote to him because I've known him for a while.
Okay.
And he's the nicest guy in the whole world. And my theory is we fight for our rights and we want people to evolve. He is a person who has evolved and had apologized for it. And why, and it's like you want people to be in this, this is what you want
the same liberals that are fighting for rights of prisoners and rights of the mentally unsound or whatever are the same people who are like,
you want someone who is like, oh my God, I can't believe I fucking wrote that shit. I'm really sorry. I didn't realize. That's what you want. That's where he is. And now we're gonna fucking, sorry, you can't. I'm sorry.
I made the choice to step down from hosting this year's Oscars. This is because I do not want to be a distraction on a night that should be celebrated by so many amazing, talented people, he tweeted.
And they were like, oh, we tried to hire a black person.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Look how much trouble they are. I mean, we didn't say that. It just happens to be trouble.
And it's not like he's hosting the Tonys. I mean, it's the Oscars.
His announcements came just minutes after he posted a video message on Instagram saying that the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Scientists asked him to apologize for the tweets or it would find another host.
Well, how long were these tweets ago? Like what you're saying?
Like 10 years or 9, 10.
2011 is when some seem to be.
Okay.
I chose to pass on the apology. But is it a big deal to say? Because obviously you're not going to really take him to task.
I
for some reason,
feels
Kevin.
bad, and he has it's just like saying, okay, now I'm telling you have to apologize again. I mean, you have to.
I'm still embarrassed by these old fag tweets, and I apologize.
Right.
Why is that the worst thing?
I guess you know why that's the worst thing, because again, if we think about it like it's our own personal relationship, which we end up having with these people, is if your girlfriend brought up something from 7 years ago that like, well, now would you apologize? But maybe there's Keith's version is, well, if suddenly I felt self-conscious about something that you did 7 years ago, and I'm asking as a favor if we can bring it up to rehash. So that's the thing: do we rehash or do we believe you? If you say to your girlfriend, I don't believe you, I suddenly got insecure, you know what I mean? But we're not asking that of each other. We're just going, apologize. No, you apologize. And we're not asking each other to just, hey, we need you to make us feel better, even though you did and you did the right thing. You're not bringing that up, so he doesn't want to do it either. And we're acting like children on a playground, and it's hard.
The reason why I passed is because I've addressed this several times. This is not the first time this has come up. Despite the statement, Hart did offer an apology in his later resignation tweet, saying, I sincerely apologize to the LGBTQ community for my insensitive words from the past.
I think he dealt with it really well.
I do too. He's a really great guy.
And he passed on a huge job in order to stay with his moral...
Right. Which a lot of people would be like, and it just shows you, you don't fucking own me, okay? You don't, and like more people need to stand up to these fucking corporations.
And we're not saying Kevin Hart is Harvey Weinstein. I just want to be clear, people.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Keith.
In a subsequent tweet, he said, I'm sorry that I hurt people. I'm evolving and want to continue to do so.
See? He is evolving.
My goal is to bring people together, not tear us apart.
Right.
Much love and love.
Right. And that's what we want from people, and then we have to bring old shit up.
Tweet, for example, yo, my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse. I'm going to break it over his head and say in my voice, stop, that's gay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's from a long time ago.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But
it still hits hard.
I know, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's like, that's why gay kids kill themselves.
Yeah.
But no problem.
But he's nice.
No, but he's a great guy.
He does his skits on the phone. Sometimes I don't know when he's really talking to me, but he does voices.
Yeah.
Lena Dunham has apologized for
what?
Lena Dunham issued a lengthy apology to the actress who accused a girls' writer, Murray Miller, of sexual assault. In a column for the Hollywood Reporter, Dunham said it was inexcusable that she jumped to Miller's defense last year and publicly accused Aurora Perrineau of lying to police. Yeah, that's going beyond, you know. She said, let's see, the woman stepped forward last November to say Miller raped her after a night of socializing in L.A. when she was 17 and he was 35. Ugh. Dunham immediately put out a statement saying she had insider knowledge that exonerated him. She admits now that she made it up.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's horrible. Yeah. Like you
know what's the worst?
Stay out of it. Or say, I got to tell you, I think I know this person.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like that. I have insider information. I remember that and I believed her.
Right.
So wait, the person who said she got raped didn't?
No, she did.
She did. Most likely did. Lena Dunham says, I have proof. I can't give it now.
Right.
And I'm like, well, if you say that, then you must have proof. And eventually I'm going to hear it.
Right.
Well, there was none. This was just my friend, and I couldn't believe it happened.
Fuck. You know, it's a big deal that she's saying that.
Right.
That's-
It's
that's
better than
right.
nothing.
I
yeah.
know. It's like all we can do. Okay, you said you did the next best thing. All
Right.
right.
Right, but you know what? Stop. Believe these people. No one
Right.
like.
What do they get?
Right.
But here's the
It's
thing.
like,
let's say 0.5%, and I you know,
Half a
who kn-
percent lies.
Let's say,
Right.
do you know how many people lie about thieving?
Right.
About do you know how many people why do you think we have a court system?
Right.
You know how many people kill someone and then try to make it seem like
Right,
it's someone
right.
else? Yeah, we all lie about crimes.
Right.
But this is the one we lie about the least because we already know we're not going to be believed, so we're not even trying.
Right.
Right.
You know, if I robbed you, Keith, I would try to blame Julia. Julia did it. She's the stranger here, right? That would be normal.
Right.
But so don't worry about who's making it up. Don't worry about it.
And I got my eye on you, Julia.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Going back when we talk about how do people believe these politicians and their double talk when you wouldn't believe you can tell when your kids are lying to you and you don't let that go and some of
Right.
that seems smarter. How old are your children?
22 and 17.
Okay, so
Wow.
Do they try to play dumb with you still at this age? I'm dating somebody and the kids are teenagers, 16 at the oldest,
Right.
and the 10 at the youngest. And the girlfriend will tell me stories of them trying to trick mom. It's such dumb shit.
Oh my God, they're so bad at it.
Yeah.
Like they're so
That's the
bad.
best.
I was so good. And also, clean up your shit. Like if I have drugs or had I really they just leave the bong and I'm like, why are you guys smoking? I'm not smoking. I'm like, there's a fucking bong right here. You're like, it's horrible. They're just so bad at it.
I'm reading a story of 4 teenage burglars in the UK pretended to be sleeping. When Bedfordshire police kicked down their door, the teens were found, quote, sleeping next to one another, and piles of stolen jewelry were there. They tried to claim they didn't even know each other, as if cops would go,
Oh my God.
well, we can't wake up,
They're
children.
you know why? It's because social media has made people really bad liars. Because before you could have another family. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could. There's
Yes.
no. It's just everything's out there, so people cannot fucking lie anymore.
Her 10-year-old son goes online and sees homework for a school or something. But I guess the kids can also write something. But he thought he was anonymous.
Right.
And he just types in shit, literally. Shit,
Right.
shit, enter. They, of course, figure out it's him, believe
Right.
it or not, somehow, right?
Right.
He goes, oh, my God, I was hacked.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
What do you do? You have to kill him, right?
Right. Yeah.
As
exactly.
a favor to everybody, because I can't imagine I'm gonna be the father eventually. What would I do
Oh
if
God,
that?
these words.
God.
But I really am. What do I do? Is it not my place because these aren't my kids, or do I go? Let's call the FBI.
Right.
And I'll get one of my friends to pretend they're the FBI.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that one.
We
That's
have a
creative.
lieutenant in the
Yeah.
house.
Right.
Can I have your badge?
No, I've used Aram with Henry when he got
Really?
caught. Yeah, I'm like, Aram, scare the fucking shit out of him.
That's great.
But the thing about Henry is he's not scared of anything. So I'm gonna get myself out of it. I can figure it out.
Yeah, I came up with this kind of idea when I saw a news article about a white guy that destroyed his own truck, spray painted Black Lives Matter, fuck you, Whitey, cuts his own tires, right? It says to the police, hey, a black guy did this. Now, the police figure it out real quick.
Right.
You contradicted yourself. You did it.
Sloppy.
Yeah, you did it. That's not how I would have played it as the cops. I would have said, well, let's get to the fucking bottom of this.
Yeah.
Because I think we found these guys.
Right.
Okay, it's one of these 5 guys, and it's 5 black cops, you know,
Right.
and it's like, pick one out. And whoever he picks out, you go, that's him.
Right.
You're absolutely right. And we have a new law out now where you, the victim, get to describe the punishment. What should happen to him? It could be anything. It could be a kick to the balls. It could be we starve him for a week. And then, whatever punishment you pick, that's the punishment you get, you fucking weird liar.
Right.
Oh, I can't wait to father these
That's
kids.
good. Yeah. That's great. They're lucky. Yeah, they are lucky. Oh God.
I mean, I gotta worry if the kids are robo-tripping now. We had a guest on Friday's show. He's a teenager. He's chugging like 4 bottles of Robitussin to get high. He says he gets higher than when he was on DMT.
What's DMT?
This next level shit where you're a god. You literally
Wait,
fly.
Robitussin?
And
Cough syrup?
And Robitussin, regular cough syrup, could fuck you up even more just chugging it.
Ugh, that's so disgusting.
Yeah. There's a person.
Yeah, just drink wine like a normal.
I know.
Orion says, Robo tripped once when I was 15 and never fucking again. I drank a whole bottle of Dayquil, the bigger bottle, and after an hour or so, could only feel my stomach becoming upset. So I said, fuck it, and went to sleep. I would think that too. I'd be like, well, what did I expect?
Right.
You know? I woke up a few... Man, I think I have a cold coming on.
Get some Robitussin.
Yeah. It won't go away.
I have DMT if you want.
I woke up a few hours later in a cold sweat, writhing in my bed with no fucking clue who I was or where I was. After a minute of this, I stop myself, clutch the sides of my bed, and I go over my whole address with myself. Not just my mailing address, however, the whole thing, as though I were zooming out from my location. I said to myself, you are Hunter, you are in your bed, you're in your room, first door on the left, in the hall in your house at 120 Center Avenue, Empire Township, Lalanu County, Northwest Lower Michigan, Midwest, United States, North America, Western Hemisphere, Earth, inner planets, Milky Way, galaxy, and universe. Once I had sorted that out, I felt a lot better. There is also no way I was going to fall back to sleep at that point, so I watched Adult Swim until sunrise. You're probably watching regular NBC or something. You just thought it was quirky as fuck. And yeah, once was all I needed. I don't know. What do you
Fuck
do?
is that shit?
Yeah,
Well, when you want out of your brain that hard,
Yeah.
you need harder shit.
I'll
guess.
just get some pot. I mean, seriously. Is it that hard?
but you see your kid doing that, chugging a bottle, and you're like, no, why?
No,
What did I,
smoke
what?
pot instead.
Right,
Yeah.
anything.
Here's your bong back.
Yeah.
Right. Look, you can do anything that they have classes for to get you off of it.
Do you smoke with your kids, or is it still
No,
not?
I can't.
No, okay.
No, that'd
Do you
be
hope to?
No.
No.
But you know what? I
It's
do have
nice.
drink. I have a drink with Henry. I mean, like he's old enough to drink.
Have you gotten tipsy around each other?
Yeah.
Oh, so what's the difference?
One time we would go. We were like, we went and he went in his room and I went in my room and then we met in the living room.
Was it fun?
Yeah, and then we watched a movie or something. Elisa's so against it, you know. Meanwhile, her and her cousins and her uncles were all fucking, you know, when she was a kid, smoking and
Right.
doing drugs. And you know, me, I'm the most horrible parent in the world.
What do you do both in your rooms? You smoked or you drank?
We smoked.
You smoked and then met in the middle.
Yeah.
Look how
Okay.
guilty
I mean,
they
Henry,
feel.
I would now, you know, because he's 22 and he knows I smoke. Ben, forget it, never.
Right. But when you're back in
He's
the
an athlete, though.
do you both? It's like smoke coming from the door, and then you both meet in
Well,
the
it's
living
just
room.
like it took. He was there this summer. He lived with me. It took a month to get the fucking smell out of his goddamn room. I was like, "You're never smoking in here again."
That's what Aram came
Yeah.
and said to me. She's like, "Stop it.
Yeah,
Right.
it's bad.
Go outside. You have it."
But you walk in my building and it just smells like a fucking pot factory. I'm not kidding.
Right. Well,
And her building is big. My building is not.
Yeah.
we'll meet in the kitchen in 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, right.
Nobody tells.
Since we'll be hungry.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Judy Gold, you can follow on Twitter, Judy, JEWDY Gold. Same thing with Instagram. And the website is judyjudygold.com. And the new album, like I said, same name as the podcast, Kill Me Now.
That's right.
So good.
It's
I
very
love
good.
this picture of you. I love it. I love your hair like that. You look crazy.
Isn't
and
it
hot.
great?
Yeah.
It's because we were getting headshots done, and then we were like, they were like, let's do a 70s thing. And
Yes.
it's just, I love it.
It's very fitting. And I'm hoping this is the person Elise sleeps with. This fucking crazy
Yeah,
loon.
that is.
She what?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, that's your business. I don't want to
No,
get
I'm very.
I don't want to get too
yeah.
personal today. You know. All right. Thank you very much. Don't forget.
Oh my God, it was my pleasure.
Yeah. Don't forget
All right.
KeithAndTheGirl.com/kick. It's the final hours of the Kickstarter. We appreciate it very much.